In 1875, a very important agreement was made, one that had a serious impact on the course of the modern world. At that time, Europe was going through the harshest phase of imperialism. Over the following decades, almost the entire Africa would be divided up and colonized by European powers. Britain was already a vast empire. British India, covering today's India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, was the heart of this empire. But Britain faced a major problem. Reaching the Far East and India was still extremely long and exhausting. Meanwhile, the French opened the Suez Canal. The Mediterranean and the Red Sea were now connected. This dramatically shortened the journey to Asia. For Britain, this canal was not just important, it was vital. But gaining influence over such a strategic passage was not easy, and this is exactly where the Rothschilds entered the game. The Rothschild Bank in London provided a loan of £4 million to the Prime Minister of the time, Benjamin Disraeli. In today's terms, this would be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. With this money, Britain acquired a significant share of the Suez Canal Company. Shortly afterward, it managed to establish active control over Egypt. This single event alone shows one thing clearly. The Rothschilds' power did not lie only in owning banks. Their real power came from being one of the financial engines behind Europe's expansion and the growth of empires. So how did this family emerge? The Rothschilds truly entered the flow of European history in the late 18th century. But their roots go much further back, almost to the 1500s. At that time, being Jewish in Europe meant constant pressure and exclusion. During the Black Death, they were even blamed for the disaster and forcibly expelled from many places. The name Rothschild comes from German and means red shield. Most likely the family lived in a house or near an inn, marked with a red shield symbol. Interestingly, this red shield remained part of the family's coat of arms for centuries. The person who started the rise of this family, whose name would later be known across the world, was Mayer Amschel Rothschild. He was born in Frankfurt in 1744. His family was not particularly wealthy, but they were involved in trade and money lending. Mayer was sent to another city at a very young age, where he began learning banking through hands-on experience. When he returned, he displayed an extraordinary financial intelligence. He extended credit to nobles and even to German princes, always to the right people at the right time. In the 1780s, he began managing the fortune of the ruler of Hesse-Kassel. In a very short time, he found himself in control of one of the largest financial reserves in Europe. Then an unexpected historical turning point occurred. The French Revolution erupted. Soon after, the Napoleonic Wars began. Europe was thrown into chaos. The Rothschilds, of course, knew how to turn this chaos to their advantage. They lent money to states at war, sometimes even to opposing sides at the same time. They gained access to information faster than anyone else. They built a system that managed money swiftly, coldly, and ruthlessly. After Mayer's death, his sons took over the business, and they made a remarkably smart decision. Instead of keeping the family confined to a single center, they spread across Europe: Frankfurt, London, Paris, Vienna, and Naples. 5 brothers, also known as 5 arrows, 5 major European cities. Nathan Rothschild in London stood out in particular. He learned the outcome of the Battle of Waterloo before anyone else and made substantial profits in the bond market. He lent money to the Briton. He even played a role in financing the compensation required for the abolition of slavery. The Rothschilds in Paris financed France's industrialization, its railways, and even the newly founded Belgian state. But the Rothschilds didn't only make money. During the Irish potato famine, they established large relief funds. They supported forced migrations in Scotland. And in the face of rising hatred toward Jews, they did not hesitate to use their wealth as a shield. Of course, things did not always go smoothly. The Great Depression, bank collapses, and rising anti-Semitism made times increasingly difficult. When the Nazis came to power, many Rothschild properties across Europe were confiscated due to their Jewish identity. After the Second World War, they managed to recover, but their days of former glory were now in the past. They're still extremely wealthy today, yes, but they now operate behind the scenes. So if there is a lesson to be taken from the Rothschilds, it is this. In the construction of the modern world, those who control money are sometimes more influential than generals or kings. So what do you think? Were the Rothschilds the smartest banking family in world history? Or were they simply helped by good fortune? Let's meet in the comments. Thank you.